Good evening and welcome to Danville Field at Frank Cable Stadium for today's Zodak matchup featuring the Wildcats of Randolph College and your Cougars of Averett University. Let's meet today's starting lineups first for the visiting Wildcats. In goal, number 0, Alexis Bossy. Number 2, Haley Coleman. Number 6, Jenna Dirksen. Number 7, Joanne Torres. Number 10, Ella Myers. Number 11, Scarlett Woodward. Number 15, Bo Knight. Number 16, Carlin Wright. Number 19, Abby Whitlock. Number 22, Elena Ellis. Number 24, Taylor Batty. And coach for the Wildcats is Kevin Porterfield. And now it's time to begin with the starters for your Averett University Cougars. In goal, the junior from Averett, Virginia, number 70, Allison Kinghall. The junior from Danville, Virginia, number 4, Clarice Peters. A senior from Woodward, Virginia, number 5, Madison Warren. The junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina, number 8, Jeff Franklin. The junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 12, Samantha Casey. A freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, number 13, Isabel Evans. A freshman from Salamanca, Spain, number 18, Lucia Sanchez. A freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida, number 22, Gianna Minogo. A junior from Silver Lake, number 25, Katrin Gaggo. A freshman from Bobaching, Sweden, number 29, Erica Lindstrom. And a junior from Costa Mesa, California, number 30, Renee Wu. The juniors are produced by Megan Logic Comics. This is Kylie Airfield. And Gold Duchess. And at this time, we ask that you please join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem as sung by the Averett Singers.
Hello and welcome to Averett Sports Network. My name is Chris Richmond, and alongside me is our head guy, Drew Wilson. That was kind of weird to say, but we're bringing you today's matchup between the Averett University Cougars and the Randolph College Wildcats. Women's soccer here, a little bit of an overcast today as we have two games. This is the first of two for this one being women's soccer, the second one being men's soccer today as they host Guilford.
Yeah, a little bit of rainy conditions here, Chris, and the rain kind of started maybe about an hour before game time, and could be a little wet throughout the evening. We'll have to see how the weather plays out here. But right now, just a light mist, so hopefully it'll stay there and not get too heavy.
Yeah, I know walking in today, it looked like it was about to pick up, and then it's kind of fizzled out. So far, hopefully it stays that way because we all know how much the rain can affect the ball on this turf. So we're hoping for a nice dry game here for both games today. Roanoke coming into this one with a 5-2-3 overall record and a 1-2-1 record in the ODAC. Averett coming in with a 3-6-1 overall and a 1-3-0 record in the ODAC. Both teams fighting for some games here. Looks to be a good one, though.
Yeah, these two teams, both Randolph and Averett, used to playing some really close games over the years before Averett, of course, joined the ODAC. But obviously now this is the first time they'll meet as ODAC opponents. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out tonight. The Cougars certainly look poised and ready to try to pick up a win here at home.
So we're going to go to the start of the game here. Randolph's going to start with the ball and going to move it down the right side here. And so far, just judging based off how the ball is rolling on the turf, it doesn't look like the turf is going to play that much of a factor here so far. Don't want to jinx anything, though, as that kick is going to be off to the left side, trying to pass it around, looking for something to open up, but that's going to go out of bounds. And a throw in here for the Cougars.
Looking to try to get some momentum here early. They did that, got a lot of momentum against Hollins in that win last week and able to get some goals after a couple weeks of kind of really struggling to find the back of the net. So hopefully that'll give the Cougars some confidence coming into tonight's matchup.
I talked about earlier how this matchup is going to be a good one. The Cougars are 6-7 all time against the Wildcats. So overall, between their matchups over the years, just pretty much back and forth. I know Cougars going to look to try to tie up the series here 7-all with a win today. But the Cougars coming off a rough 1-2 loss against Roanoke College on Saturday, and Randolph coming off a big 8-0 win over Sweetbriar College as well. So Randolph comes in with the upper hand on a game win streak here. Cougars taking a tough loss, so it will be interesting to see how the Cougars bounce back here as this goalie free kick is going to go to the Cougars, but spoke too soon as that pass is just going to get by number 13 there for the Cougars. It's going to be Isabel Evans. Couldn't quite get her foot down on it. So now another throw-in for the Wildcats here. Taking their time here, looking for something to open up. Still fighting for possession here. The Cougars able to get a touch on it, and it looks like they're going to maintain possession here. Big kick over to the middle of the field, now pushing down. Now the kick down to the right side had potential to be a nice one, but number 8, Jenna Franklin, couldn't quite get down there on the right side of the field. Number 25, Katri Kako doing a great job of at least trying to put her in a position to do something there. So throw in here for the Cougars. It's going to go over the head of Franklin's, and the Wildcats just going to kick it away here. And potentially dangerous ball there is going to be scooped up by the goalie. In the goal today for the Randolph College Wildcats is going to be number 0, Alexis Bossi.
As I say, the Cougars, so far early on held possession, had a couple opportunities to send it down to the box. So certainly a good sign for them to get started early, even though it hasn't paid off in a shot necessarily.
Time of possession is one of those things that matters so much, especially in the game of soccer, because, it's kind of the typical thing. The longer you have the ball, the more opportunities that you're going to have to open up here. So establishing that possession early is a great way to start off the game. As the Wildcats, so far in this one, really haven't been able to get past midfield. Every time they have, the Cougars done a great job on defense to cut them off. Now the cross in, good touch there for the Cougars. It's just going to be a little bit too far, though, for number 13, Evans, to get to. That was a pretty good touch there by number 22, Gianna Manafo. Just led her a little bit too much. So goalie free kick here is going to stay low and off the foot of a Cougar. Randolph trying to keep it in, can't with a couple headers there. So it's going to give possession back to the Cougars down on the left side. So far in this one, the goalie free kicks haven't really been working out well for the Wildcats as they can't really take possession so far in this one. And I believe I've seen a little bit of water rolling off the ball down there in that left corner. The corners typically are a problem area, especially when it rains, as they don't get rid of the water as fast as the middle of the field. Cougars had a great chance there, but the Wildcats did a great job of getting the ball out. And now just fighting for possession here is the two teams, as that kick is going to go out of bounds to lead to a Cougars throw-in. It's going to lead Peters here on the far side to throw it in. Her throw-in is going to go off of no one, it looks like, as it just rolled down the sideline. So it's going to give possession back over to the Wildcats.
It might have been Menifee that got a touch on it. I couldn't tell from this far out, but either way, Haver just clears it there, and we'll set up on defense.
So, look here and see if the Wildcats can take advantage of their position here, as that kick is just going to go over the head of Kako. And that's going to be Casey that's just going to clear that ball out of bounds. So another throw in here for the Wildcats. Still struggling to put something together here. There's a nice touch here and big kick, but nobody home, is going to go out of bounds. It's going to lead to a goalie free kick. Her first free kick of the game here is going to be 0-0. 0-0, Allison Kinkoff in the goal here. Her free kick is going to be down to the 40. Great header there by the Cougars. I believe that was number 29, Erica Lindstrom, that was able to get her head on there and give the Cougars a chance at a possession here. Now Evans going to kick this one up to De Diego, and De Diego with a nice touch over the shoulder here. So that's going to be Vigoro, who tried to get the upper hand there on the left side at a possible cross-in. I couldn't quite chase it down, but this throw is going to go straight to Evans, but she's unable to keep the touch here. Now a throw in here down the left side for the Wildcats. That was number 5, Madison Morin, fighting around to give it up. No easy touches here, as Lindstrom's going to come across and have a great touch here to De Diego. And the Wildcats going to clear here. So now it's going to lead to a Cougars throw in now on opposite field in the Wildcats territory here. So interesting to see what they're going to do here. Number 18, Lucia Sanchez, is going to be throwing the ball in for the Cougars. It's going to go up to Vigoro. The Wildcats able to clear here. So now ball up towards midfield. It looks like it's going to be in the Wildcats' possession here. And that pass is going to get too far out in front of number 11, Sterling Woodward. So now the Cougars trying to get the touchdown on the ball. Evans creeping up. Wildcats is going to kick this pass into the Cougars' territory, and Casey's just going to do a great job of clearing it and letting the Cougars get set on defense here. Looking for a throw-in here as Figueroa does a nice job at getting around off of that first touch by the Wildcats to get around and get her head down on the ball and give the Cougars a chance to try to play it. They ended up kicking it out of bounds, though. It's going to be a throw-in, but a deeper throw-in now in their own territory for the Wildcats. The big key here is going to be for the Cougars. It's going to be getting number 11, Celia De Diego, started here on the offensive end. She's been kind of that standout player here for the Cougars. She leads the team in goals and points with 4 goals on the season and an assist as well to go with that. So she has been kind of the key offensive spark for the Cougars, but overall the Cougars kind of been able to spread around the goals too.
Chris, you talk about a number of different freshmen that we've seen some great things of. Isabel Evans won. She had a goal and 3 assists against Hollins last week as a foul called on the Cougars. We'll turn it over to Randolph.
Like you mentioned about Evans there, as that was close to being a handball, but no call there on Peters. But as you mentioned about Evans, is somewhat someone that you didn't really see too much of at the beginning of the season here, and it's just kind of playing that role and waiting on your time to come. And she certainly took advantage of that, as now she's putting herself now in a bigger role for a chance to put her team in a chance to win, as Casey's just going to kick that one out. Another player to watch, especially on the defensive end, as she's does so well at flying around and just getting at least a foot on the ball, whether it's clearing the ball or making it harder to make a move on offense. She's always there running around and hustling, and there's a reason why she has that captain band around her arm. As it looks like that kick is going to go out of bounds. It's going to set up the first corner kick of the game here. It looks to be that number 10, Ella Myers, going to be out on the corner trying to set up the Wildcats here for a chance to score. Suddenly now the Wildcats get a little spark here as they kind of started out slow so far, as that corner kick is going to be low and off the left side of the net.
First real opportunity for Randolph here tonight, so unable to make good contact, and it'll be a goal kick here for the Cougars as Kinkoff will take it.
Her kick is going to go down to the 40. The Wildcats able to get a header on it. Casey gives a header right back to Franklin. She has a nice header over to Peters, as Peters is going to kick it straight back to the Wildcats here. So I believe this is going to lead to a possible, it's going to lead to a free kick here for the Wildcats.
I think there was a handball called. I think inadvertently got maybe De Diego.
Tough play here as De Diego ends up on the ground. She's able to get back up and sprint down the left side now with the ball here. Her pass is going to go to Franklin. Franklin's going to have the one touch here, and Vigoro's racing to try to get there, but can't quite get there, and it's going to roll out the back and lead to another goalie kick by Bossy. Randolph College, coached by longtime head coach in his 22nd year. It's going to be Kevin Porterfield coming in here. Could imagine that he's been there for probably all of the matchups between the Wildcats and the Cougars. So he knows that how back and forth this series has gone. Now Evans is going to kick this one up to De Diego. De Diego taking her time here. Now pushing the agenda here up to Vigoro. It was a nice job there by number 16, Carolyn Wright, able to play up and push the Cougars back into their own territory here off the pass. So Kako is going to have a deep pass down the right side to Franklin. Franklin fighting to get there, but she can't get there before the defender for the Wildcats could.
I'm surprised Randolph cleared that ball out. They had some control of it. Instead, Averett can get a throw in.
I guess they didn't want to run the risk of somebody getting in the way and catching them out of position here. Would rather just have Averett throw it in and get in position here as Morin is going to try to take possession here for the Cougars. They're going to kick it back to Peters, and Peters going to settle down here for the Cougars. As it looked like that was almost a handball. Didn't get the call here. It's going to lead to a Cougars throw-in. And that was number 19, Abby Whitlock, there for the Wildcats, as she was able to clear the ball there before, or get to the ball there before Franklin could on that long pass by Kako. Sanchez going to play this one up, try to get the ball up to De Diego. She's closed in. And now the Wildcats pushing down to the left side, to the middle. And now the Wildcats with a good chance here, as the pass there is going to be kicked away by Sanchez. Nice job by her to force Randolph to reset here with a throw-in, because Randolph really had them outnumbered there with a 3-2 odds there if you're not counting the goalie. As De Diego is going, her pass is going to get out in front of her. The Cougars able to keep possession here. Nice touch there by Franklin. It's going to lead to almost a shot attempt there by De Diego. Again, nice job that time by, I believe that was number 16, Wright, able to get in front of De Diego, because like I mentioned before, De Diego is very dangerous, especially in those situations around the goal there. Off of a nice pass by Franklin, and it's going to lead to the Cougars' first corner kick here. Looks like the Cougars setting up a little bit differently than what I'm usually seeing, as this kick is going to be deep. De Diego tried to get her head on it. I could tell by expression there that she's not too happy with that, because she had a real opportunity of getting a nice header there for a chance at a goal. She's going to be beating herself up about that there later tonight, probably looking back at the tape.
Yeah, it was right there for the taking on the backside, and just couldn't quite get ahead on it.
Header's one of those things that, you know, takes a crazy person to look at a ball coming straight towards your face. You know, a lot of times people try to get their head down a little bit too soon. That causes to miss chances here, as that cross-in is going to be headed away there by Wright. Nice job by the Wildcats back line again to keep that away. Bossy's just going to come over that long, almost cross attempt. She's just going to take it and reset here for the Wildcats to get the ball out of their territory. Kick didn't come off as smoothly as she would liked, and now the Cougars back here with another chance. Vigoro pushing down the right side. She's going to pass it up to Franklin. Franklin back to Vigoro. Vigoro takes a shot there with her left foot. Kind of looked a little awkward, as she didn't really have time to set up there and missed a little bit right. So the Cougars now with a couple of opportunities back-to-back. Didn't quite capitalize on them, but now you got that goalie back there thinking and making them move a little bit, trying to make plays. And now you're opening the room for error, as Morin's going to try to get her head on this one. A couple of headers by both teams. Sanchez tried to come her way, and she's going to pick up the foul there. So now free kick here for the Wildcats, as they're going to try to get a couple of possessions in the Cougars' territory as well. Nice header there by Lindstrom. It's going to go over to Franklin. Franklin couldn't quite handle the touch there. Now the Wildcats going to have a big kick towards the middle, and that's going to be kicked away by number 12, Samantha Casey. Back to the midfield. Now Peters going to have the ball over to Vigouroux. Vigouroux's pass is going to go a little bit too far for Franklin. It's going to lead to another throw in here at midfield for the Wildcats. This time, great touch by the Wildcats there. A dangerous situation there for both players involved as they both went up to head the ball there, and you can see many times that not going well. Happy to see that both ladies got up unharmed in that situation. They was very close to cutting heads. So now Evans pushing down the left side here. Looked like she had a leg up there in the foot race, but great job by number 24, Taylor Batty, to get around and clear the ball. Clear the ball for the Wildcats to make the Cougars reset here. So big throw in there by Morin off the head of right. In the back, the defense there for the Wildcats hold up again as this is going to force Casey to kick it over and try to reset for Franklin, but her pass is not going to reach Franklin. Franklin just doing a great job of getting her head up, her foot out to get in the way of the pass there and make the Wildcats reset. So far in this one, we're just under the 25-minute mark. And under 20 minutes of played so far. We've had a couple of looks by both teams that haven't amount to anything yet. But a little back and forth, kind of how we thought this game was going to go. As I mentioned before, both teams fighting for a win in the ODAC, especially in the lower seeding of things, trying to get every win they can. As this pass is going to be over to Casey. Casey's just going to kick this one out. So now a great throwing opportunity here for the Wildcats as they're in the Cougars' territory. The touch here is going to be kept by the Wildcats. Pass to the middle of the field. Touch was just a little bit too much there for number 15, Bo Knight. But they're going to have a call on the field on the Cougars. Going to leave a nice free kick opportunity here for the Wildcats in a great position here. It's going to be number 16, Caroline Wright. Going to kick it from about the 25-yard marker. She's just going to go straight at the goal. Is going to miss left, though. Kinkoff didn't have to do too much of anything to try to save that one. She just watched that one go into the back net. Not her goal, but the back net of the field. So she's going to set up her own free kick here. That one's going to stay low to the ground. Going to get past a Wildcat defender into the feet of Morin. Franklin takes a shot downfield. Wildcats were able to get a foot on it, but De Diego comes up with it. Morin, I don't necessarily want to call that a shot attempt, as Morin was really just getting in the way. The Wildcats tried to clear that away and get it up to midfield, but Morin was kind of right place, right time opportunity, catching off the leg and almost had a chance at a goal there, but Bossy was able to come up and make a play and keep that chance from happening.
Would have certainly been an excuse me goal. I certainly wasn't trying to go for the shot there.
And we've seen a lot of those this year, especially on both men's and women's soccer. It's a great touch by De Diego over to Evans on the left side. Evans going to take her time here. She's going to cross it into Vigouroux. Vigouroux couldn't quite keep the ball down on it on the turf. Morin takes another shot there. Just missed left, so we're starting to see a little bit more action here by the Cougars, especially on the offensive end, putting a little bit more pressure here on Bossy. As this free kick is going to go straight to Vigoro. Vigoro had a nice touch on the header, is going to get a nice one again. De Diego tried to fight around and get her feet on the ball there, but it's going to be cleared away by the defender there for the Wildcats. Now Morin, I don't know, a little miscue there between her and Evans. She thought Evans was going to stay there. She tried to touch it out to Evans, but the Cougars going to end up with the ball anyway. And Vigoro does a nice job of fighting for the ball there, but number 16, Wright's just going to kick that one away, and Cougars forced to reset here. So Sanchez, big kick down to the middle to Vigoro here. Ball's going to squeeze out to Franklin. Franklin tried to get it into Vigoro, but missed a little bit too far to the right. Peter's just going to kick this one up, and I believe that's going to be another handball there, this time on Vigoro, to lead to another free kick for the Wildcats. Kind of weird day overall, as not only the overcast, but I guess you could say officially the first day of fall break. Had classes earlier today. Once classes started drifting away through the day, people started heading home, so kind of empty campus here. Really the only people on campus are the athletes or people that can't necessarily go home. So not the biggest crowd here. The soccer team's still here to support the girls team as they have a game coming up right after this one. So they're kind of catching some of the game before they have to warm up on the other field here. But, yeah, just kind of weird game, weird atmosphere, as there's not a lot of people here just because there's not really anybody here, and it's overcast as well. Now the Wildcats with a chance here, as Casey's going to get called for the trip here.
She's going to get a card, it looks like.
Yep. So the yellow card there is going to be hit on Samantha Casey. It's just one of those plays where you didn't really have any ill intent. Just got caught trying to make a play, which she did. So it's going to lead to a free kick here in the middle. Now it's going to leave Casey on the lookout here. Definitely can't pick up another one of those. So see how the Wildcats is going to answer with this opportunity here. Wright's going to kick this one down to the left side. Peters able to get a head on it. And the back wall there for the Cougars hold up, and now De Diego with the ball at her feet. Tries to squeeze past number 24 there, but great job by number 22, Elena Ellis, crossing over and kicking the ball away. So now we got Franklin coming out of the game. That's going to be number 21 there for the Cougars.
Mayu Hyvarinen checking in for Averett. And Randolph had a sub as well, but I didn't catch that number.
Fight for the ball there. And for the Wildcats, the sub was going to be number 13, Riley Carl, coming in the game. This free kick by Wright is going to go straight to the middle of the field now. The Wildcats, big kick here is just going to be picked up by Kako, and Kako is just going to kick this one over to Evans. That time was number 2, Haley Coleman, looking for an opportunity there for the Wildcats, but the defenders there for the Cougars able to hold up. Nice touch there by De Diego, but nobody home. She kind of went for the no look there.
I think that was right between Coleman's legs.
Morin's going to throw this one in. De Diego has a touch off the head, but nobody else on the Cougars able to get a foot on it, so it's going to lead to Bossy kicking it deep to midfield here. Big kick there by Knight. And that kick is going to go off, it looked like, the shoulder possibly of number 12, Casey. It went over the goal. I believe that didn't hit Casey. It would have had a great opportunity there for a chance to score.
It will be a corner kick, though, for the Wildcats.
That was number 11, Sterling Woodward, who had the shot attempt there. Try to squeeze it around Casey. As this corner kick, nice header. It's going to be a little bit too high. What do you know? Number 15, Bo Knight, 5'2", 5'2" freshman, one of the shorter ones out of that bunch there, was able to get up and get her head on the ball from the corner kick and almost had a great opportunity at a goal there. She just sent it a little bit too high. Now, Kinkoff's free kick is just going to be kicked right back to her from the Wildcats. So now we have 15 minutes, around 30 seconds left. 30 minutes played so far in this one. And still 0-0. Had some action on both sides, but not any two true shot attempts here on goal so far. That pass up is going to be kicked away and led to another corner kick here, this time for the Cougars. And number 25, Katri Keiko, is running over to do the corner kick for the Cougars. She's been pretty stellar out of the corner so far this season. She puts a real good ball, as you could tell from the last corner kick for the Cougars. So she puts this one right on the money. This time, De Diego tried to get her foot on it instead of the head there, but couldn't quite get there in time, as really the only shot she had is hitting it to the left side of the goal. So now Sanchez is going to kick this one over to the Wildcats here. Fighting for the ball. Morin's going to end up with it. Back to Casey. Casey tries to kick it deep. Comes off the side of her foot. Lindstrom tries to fight for the ball. And now the Wildcats in position here. It's the pass up here to Woodward. Kinkoff slides up. It just taps it away. Ideally, in that situation, you want to have control over the ball. That could have been very dangerous, especially if there was another player for the Wildcats following up behind.
Yeah, luckily no trailer there. Otherwise, that would have been an easy goal for Randolph.
Casey doing a great job of kicking that one away, but De Diego with the hustle there to keep it in. Now the Cougars with an opportunity here, and we're starting to see the rain start to pick up here for this game so far, and I'm getting a little bit of a throwback of one of the earlier games this season for women's soccer, as it was like a literal monsoon out here, about an inch or two of water. Thank God our field drains pretty quick, since it's a newer turf field, where that game would have been playing in straight puddles most of the game, as that was going to be a nice little up and over touch there by Evans, but Bossy able to sniff that one out. Now Woodward with the header here is going to go straight to Peters. Peters is going to kick this one up. And now hustling to the ball and able to get there first are the Wildcats. The Cougars still trying to fight for possession here. Morin trying to take possession. That's going to be cleared away to midfield. big pass up. It's going to go straight by everyone and straight to Kinkoff. So she's going to try to give it a big kick here. Her kick is going to go to the 40 over the head of both a Wildcat and a Cougar. So now fighting for possession here is Wildcat's going to try to clear it over to the right side. Sanchez gets a foot on it to put it back over the air. Vigaru is hustling over for the Cougars. It's going to be headed away by the Wildcats. Lindstrom gets a head on it. Back over to number 22, Ellis. So Wildcats going to kick it deep. Now Kako with the ball. She's going to head it over. So a little back and forth here, but it's going to end up being at the feet of number 7, Joanne Torres. Couldn't quite catch from my seat here, but it's going to be a throw in here. So we're going to have 2 subs for the Wildcats. Coming off is going to be number 10 and number 11. It's going to be Myers and Woodward. And coming in, it's going to be number 5, Kreider. Quite catch the number of the second sub here. The throw-in is going to be at the feet of De Diego. She tries to kick it away. Wildcats maintain possession. That second sub is going to be number 20, Kaylee Todd, coming in. Kinkoff tries to get over, but can't quite get there. Great job by Kako just following up there. If she wasn't there, that was going to be an easy goal for number 15, Bo Knight, as she went up with Kinkoff.
Good team defense there to support the goalkeeper Kinkoff as she tried to come out and make a play on that, but obviously the ball got by.
And you're starting to see the elements starting to play in this one. Usually you're able to get up and get 2 hands on that ball, but possibly Kinkoff couldn't get a hold of that one due to the weather, as this free kick's going to be low. Wildcats are going to try to reset here. But number 24, Katri Keiko, is going to do a great job of getting her foot on it and taking possession here for the Cougars. So another opportunity there by the Wildcats that didn't lead to anything. Probably the closest opportunity by both teams so far in this one, as it was a defender away from being a goal. De Diego tries to stretch out, get a touch on that one, can't quite get there. Now the Wildcats with the ball. They're going to kick it back over to the Cougars. That's not a good look there for the Cougars. It looked like Katri Kako tried to come up and collided legs there with a Wildcat offender. She was limping a little bit on that one. She's still kind of limping on that leg. Hopefully she's all right, because she's been pretty stellar on that back line there for the Cougars. Now Peters trying to kick it away, but the Wildcats able to get a leg on it. She's going to have another big kick. Now Kreider's going to try to kick it up to Batty, but Evans going to stop that one. Kick it over to Morin. Now Morin down to Kako. Kako, big kick across the midfield there. And now the Cougars with a chance here. De Diego racing down the right side. She's going to miss the touch there, and it's going to get cleared by the Wildcats, and we're going to have another sub here for the Cougars. That's going to be number 21, Mayu Harvernen, coming off the field for the Cougars. And I believe I can't quite catch the number there. It's going to be number 10.
Lizana Gio.
She's going to come into the the game, the freshman midfielder from Rotterdam, Netherlands. Now Peters fakes the throw in there. Didn't like what she sees. She's going to reset here. Still taking her time here. Going to pass it in to De Diego. De Diego now put a nice move on two defenders, able to clear up some room. Passes it over to Morin. Morin can't quite keep a leg on it. Sanchez is going to kick it up the left side, so it's going to go out of bounds. So the effort there by De Diego just leads to a lost possession to the Wildcats with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the first half. It's a big throw in there for the Wildcats. It's going to go to midfield. Casey tried to come up and play the ball. She misread it. But great job by Kako being at the right place at the right time to put a stop to that push. Morin's just going to have a big kick out of bounds and make the Wildcats reset and let the defense reset here for the Cougars. Throwing off the head of the Wildcats, going to lead to Evans now here. She tried to push down the left side, tried to work a move there. She got the ball kicked away, and now the Wildcats pushing down the left side. Now number 2, Coleman. It's a great 1-2 touch there. Coleman can't quite get to the ball, though, before it goes out of bounds. Now Peters is going to take the ball here for the Cougars with 5 minutes and 9 seconds left. And this one, rain's still coming down here as we're starting to see the ball skid a little bit different off the turf here. Wildcats with the ball here, cross the pass into the middle. It's going to be kicked away by Sanchez. Gio tried to get there, but Knight is going to get a foot on it, and that's just going to go straight to Kinkoff. For another big kick by Kinkoff. She's going to have a free kick here. She's going to elect to let Kako kick it off instead. Kako is going to kick this down to about the 45. Knight able to get ahead on it and keep the ball on the Cougars' territory. Coleman doing a great job of getting a touch there and keeping possession there for Wildcats, but that's going to be kicked away. Now Peters throwing it in with 4 minutes left to go. It's now a little back and forth as both teams trying to race and get a last-minute goal before to go 1-0 before the half. Now Kreider's going to kick this one into the middle, but Lindstrom's going to cut it off, and now Kako is going to have a big kick down into the Wildcats' territory. Over to Coleman. Coleman trying to work around Gio, but Gio does a nice job of putting that ball into the air. And this kick is going to go deep. It looks like Casey's going to get there first, though. She's just going to like to kick that one out and clear it and allow her defense to have enough time to get back and get set here. Not trying to give away any easy points in transition here, especially with only 3 minutes left to go before the half. Casey's going to play this one up, have a big kick into the territory here. And De Diego sprinting down the right side as she's able to get the first touch there. She's trying to work around two defenders. Usually doesn't work out too well.
Still good job, though, by her to apply some pressure. You never know. You could cause somebody to make a mistake, and then you're right there with a chance to score and change the complexity of this game here in the last couple minutes of the half. There will be a goal kick coming here for the Wildcats as the rain picking up a little bit here, Chris.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear it come off the roof here right in front of us, and it's starting to get to that point where a little bit harder to see.
That one might have been a cause of the rain and sails out wide. Averett throw incoming here.
This is something that a lot of teams, not just soccer, but a bunch of different sports in general, had to deal with just a couple weekends ago, as the aftermath of Hurricane Ian came through and kind of affected a lot of different areas here, as a lot of teams either moved games trying to get a game in before the storm hit or had to play during the storm. But just kind of crazy weekend it was a couple weekends ago. So we've seen a bunch of nice weather, especially this past weekend here at Averett, as it was homecoming weekend, and it was sunny all weekend. We was blessed to have a great atmosphere here for homecoming, as it stayed dry and had nice cool weather. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, and it looks like our luck's kind of fizzling out as the overcast kind of moving in here. So still under a minute remaining. It's going to be another free kick here for the Wildcats, and still 0-0. Neither team really had true opportunity here. Sanchez just going to get a foot on it, kick it back to midfield. Now Knight is going to try to make something work here. She's going to race around Casey, kick it over to Kreider. And Kreider's going to be tripped up there by Sanchez. And now the Wildcats with a little pep in their step, as they see another opportunity here on a free kick. 10 seconds left, as that kick is going to go past everybody in the area. And Peter's just going to kick this one away, hoping that the time expires before the Wildcats get a chance here. And it will. So 0-0, back and forth matchup here so far in this one. As the rain's starting to come down, I know both teams going to hope that the rain kind of fizzles out during the halftime break. But we will be right back with the second half of action here between your Cougars and the Randolph College Wildcats after the break.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
Favorite because it's a small school, the class sizes are pretty good. I feel like with the class sizes you can really focus on, the one-on-one connection with your professors and everything. Mainly the one Averett, one family, one team environment that we all in with the student athletes. Like I said, the professors, the one-on-ones are amazing, and everybody here want to see you succeed. What makes Averett feel like home? Just the environment, everything's beautiful. Any professor feel like family, students feel like family. I'm like an hour away from here, so it's no different. Averett helping me prepare because their sports medicine program is one of the best in the nation. The professor wants to see you succeed. The professors push you. The professors work with you, and you can't get that in any other university.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon, with affordable tuition and 24/7 support. It all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
Averett because it was a small school and I was able to continue my academic and collegiate career here. Averett's special to me because it's a home away from home. I'm surrounded by people that I knew from high school, but still a bunch of new people that I've met from all other parts of the world and different parts of the U.S. too. What makes Averett feel like home would definitely be the girls on the soccer team and my coaches. They're my second family. They always have my back. We hang out all the time, whether it's on the field or doing team bonding or trying to find stuff down here to do in Danville. My major is sports medicine, and I've been lucky enough to do an internship with Maria and Cody in the AT department, and that involves going to football games and working a bunch of other sporting events as well. My favorite part about Averett is definitely being able to play my sport here and then going and supporting all the other teams as well. We're all one team, one family, and honestly, it makes missing home a little bit easier.
For more than 40 years, Averett University's athletics programs have competed in the USA South. Now we begin a new era as a member of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. We will continue to build on our traditions. We'll continue to develop our student athletes into tomorrow's leaders as catalysts for positive change. With 24 NCAA and club varsity sports, we'll bring championship aspirations, high academic success, and a focus on community service. We bring first-class facilities, and we will continue to build for the future. We'll renew old rivalries and create new ones in the ODAC. We'll do it as one team, one family, one Averett.
welcome back with Averett Sports Network. My name is Chris Richmond. Alongside me is Drew Wilson as we're bringing you the second half of action here. So far in this kind of back and forth, not too much going on game as we expected it to be, the elements being a factor, and these two teams have a history of going back and forth as well. Seen a couple shots on both ends, but really haven't worked out that well for either team, as we have the Averett University Cougars in the all yellow today, the Randolph College Wildcats in the all black here. Cougars going to be going left to right on your screen. The Wildcats going to go right to left here. Cougars going to start off with the ball. The Wildcats started off with the ball in the first half, so interesting to see how they start off here. Big kick by Kako off the gate down to Franklin. Franklin couldn't quite get the touch there, but Day Diego's going to come up with the ball, surrounded by Wildcat defenders. She's going to get it out of there. Franklin's cross attempt is going to catch a defender, as her re-attempt there is just going to go out of bounds there on the backside of the goal. So now it's going to lead to Wright having a free kick here from the goalie square here. So
Chris, I like what I saw from the Cougars on that first possession, just moving the ball down. Just couldn't quite get a good look on that cross, but certainly good start for them.
It's great to see them striking or trying to strike early, especially in how the first half went. It was very back and forth. If you take the shot there early in the second half, able to come up with a goal here, with the pace that the first half went, it's kind of a good opportunity to fizzle out, go back and forth for the second half, and end up winning the game 1-0. But Wildcats able to hold up here, and now Cougars back again in dangerous territory here with another throw-in. Wildcats coming into this one in the second half, with 3 shots total. One was shot on target. No goals scored. Samantha Casey poking that one up. It looked dangerous, but Bossy able to play it up. But the Cougars with 3 total shots, none on goal. So, like I said before, both teams had opportunities there, 3 shots apiece. Wildcats with the only true chance on goal there, though, and that was that shot attempt. I imagine that Kako came over and backed up Kinkoff and had a nice defensive play there. So now great touch by Franklin up to Day Diego, but Wright is able to come over and stop the momentum. Now Woodward push it down the right side. And that ball gets past Sanchez there. She tries to get the touch, but pulled her foot up too early. And now the Wildcats with an opportunity here. And the touch, just too much there for number 10, Ella Myers. She couldn't keep it together there. And kind of lose a great opportunity at a shot in that situation, so it's going to lead to the Cougars getting the ball right back. So Morin's going to kick it back there, I believe Sanchez. And now Viguru now with the opportunity. She's going to cross over to Day Diego. Day Diego now sets her feet, but couldn't quite get a solid shot there, as that was a difficult shot, especially stop all your momentum on a dime from a cross like that and try to put a good shot on with your right foot. It's very tough to do, and she missed just left. But Cougars coming out swinging so far, as they have a couple good opportunities so far in the first half, or the start of the second half, to get the ball rolling. Now the Wildcats with the ball, pushing down the left side of the field. It's going to be Knight coming over. She tries to cross this one around Peters, but Peters is able to win the foot race and kick it out there to clear the ball. So now the Wildcats have a throw in here in dangerous territory here. It's going to be Knight throwing in the ball here. Down to Woodward as Casey's going to kick this one away. Franklin tried to come up and play the ball, but it's going to be off on Coleman there, so it's going to lead to a Cougar possession here. They're just trying to get a ball over to the left side here, to the ball shag for situations for throw-ins and stuff like that. So just a little break just to get the ball over. So now fight for the ball here. Vigouroux gets it to De Diego, but nice job there by the Wildcats to take possession back. Casey's going to kick this one away up to Evans, and Evans now with the ball in the Wildcat territory here. She's working down the left side, kicks it up to Morin. Morin now tries to work around, but can't quite get to the ball. And a little fight for the ball. Morin does a great job of kicking that one off of, I believe that was Myers that was working there with Morin. It's going to lead to a Cougar corner kick.
A smart play there to be patient and then just get that last second little tap off the defender, and it goes, instead of being a goal kick, now a corner kick for the Cougars, and sets up an opportunity here for Averett.
It's almost like in basketball when two defenders fighting towards the out-of-bounds line, and you throw it off the leg of the defender to keep possession. As that one goes into the goal there for the Cougars. And like I mentioned before, Kako has been so solid from the corner. Didn't quite catch if that hit off a Averett player or if that just went in on its own. I believe Kako might get awarded the goal there for the Cougars out the corner.
I couldn't quite tell, Chris. Just kind of curved in. I couldn't tell if somebody got a touch on it or not. But either way, it's 1-0 Averett, and that'll be a big momentum shift here for the Cougars.
And that was kind of bound to happen, as the other two attempts by Kako was very good. Couldn't quite connect as she connected, though, on the third one. It was kind of due after the first two. And now suddenly the Cougars now with a 1-0 lead here with a little bit of momentum. Now Vigouroux is going to work down the left side now to Evans. Evans now back into dangerous territory here. And as much as I want to give credit to Kako for that goal, I guess you have to give a little bit of credit too to Madison Morin, number 5, having that heads-up play down in the corner that we were talking about exactly during the goal, as she kicked it off the defender there to set up the Cougars with that corner kick. So just as much as Kako had a nice job of kicking it into the goal, but got to give credit where credit is due to Morin to set them up in that position. Kako's just going to kick this one to midfield here. Wildcats still fighting for possession here. Ball's going to end up to Knight. Knight now crossing it into Woodward, but Woodward couldn't quite get the touch on it. Casey's going to race up and kick this one away. This is going to lead to a Wildcats throw in. Big kick here by the Wildcats. Going to work towards Woodward. Woodward does a nice job, or excuse me, I don't believe that's Woodward. Yes, Woodward, who reached around with her leg almost to get the touch on the pass. Tried to get it there to number 7, Joanne Torres, but couldn't quite get it. As that ball is kicked out of bounds. So we're going to have a Averett throw in here. It's going to be Morin throwing it in for the Cougars. Big throw in down to De Diego. De Diego is going to kick it back up to Morin. And Torres does a nice job of getting the box out there for the ball to take possession here, but the Cougars pinch down on her. And Morin's going to end up back with the ball here for the Cougars. So now De Diego in a dangerous spot here for the Cougars. She's going to stop it, take her time. So that's going to be kicked away. Figaro now fighting with Torres for the ball here. Torres going to keep boxing her out. And the Cougars thought they had the ball there as it went out on Torres, but Wildcats are going to be rewarded with the throw in here. So now 35 minutes and roughly 30 seconds remaining. So far in the second half, the Cougars taking a 1-0 lead. Big kick here. It's going to go straight to Sanchez. Sanchez heading this one over to Knight. Not Knight. Going to be Ellis there. She had a nice touch over the shoulder there. Keep possession there. And now the Wildcats in a dangerous part of the field here. On the throw, not the throw, in a free kick instead here. So another opportunity here for the Wildcats, especially this one, to answer back after that 1-0 goal, or the goal to make it 1-0 from the corner. This kick is going to be up in a good spot. Knight tries to catch it here, 1 touch, 2 touch, but Kinkoff comes up and plays that one. I believe that was Woodward out in front of Knight there. Tried to get her foot on the ball there, but missed, and it went straight to Knight. I don't think Knight was really expecting to get the ball right there. So close call there. The Cougars able to stand strong and get out of their own territory here. So De Diego with the touch to Morin, and I think Morin knew after that touch that there was a little bit too much on it, as you could tell by her reaction there, that De Diego could get to. Figaro gets the contact there. But the Wildcats, after all that, get rewarded the throw in here. Clear by the Cougars. So far in this one, since the goal, the Cougars haven't really been able to get another opportunity like they did when they scored. They haven't really been past midfield too much, as the Wildcats been doing a better job of taking possession when it gets to midfield. De Diego now, her possession is kicked away. Torres is going to end up with the ball. She's going to get pinched, but still going to stay the Wildcats' possession. And ball can't really get out of midfield here. Both teams just applying the pressure off the throw-in here, but that's going to lead to a free kick here. So you can imagine it's going to be a deep kick into the middle of all the players there. Woodward getting a foot on it, but kicked away by Peters. Peters is going to kick it down. Coleman now with the ball here for the Wildcats. Defended by Franklin. Her kick is going to go and find Sanchez. So Sanchez is going to get the touch to De Diego. De Diego now on the left side. She's going to kick it up to Evans. And Evans with a nice touch there past the defender. She's going to kick it back into Morin. And Ellis with the slide tackle there to kick the ball away and stop the momentum, but a little bit of spark there from Evans as she had the nice touch on the left side. Couldn't come up with anything from it, though. So it's going to lead to Wright now setting up the ball here in the goalie's box to get the big kick here for the Wildcats. Her kick is going to be down to about the 50. Woodward gets a head on it, but Peters going to end up with it. Kako kick it back to Peters. Knight able to get a foot on it. Now Knight pushing down the left side. She tries to sprint over and keep it inbounds, but she can't. So it's going to lead to a Cougar throw in here. Now Peters is going to throw in the ball for the Cougars. Kako now, big kick down to DeDiego. DeDiego fighting with Coleman now. And Coleman wins the battle here to take possession. And Lindstrom comes up with it after a great effort there, battling with number 6, Jenna Dirksen. Evans tries to get a nice little touch again there on that left side, catches a Wildcat defender, so it leads to a throw in here. So besides that goal from the corner kick, it looks very similar to what it did in the first half. A great opportunity here as it looked like a defender went for an almost bicycle kick-like move to try to keep the ball out of a dangerous spot there. Completely missed it, and it led to Vigouroux with an opportunity there to make it 2-0, but she's going to miss just on the left side of the goal. The goalie was able to save it there. And I was just about to say, besides that corner kick, it's been looking pretty similar to how it was in the first half, just very much back and forth. No team with the true upper hand, as both teams have put themselves in opportunities where they could possibly score. Just the Cougars happened to execute first, but the Wildcats had a great opportunity there. That was number 22, Ellis. Her shot was kicked away by the Cougars defenders. And now the ball is going to be out to midfield. The header is going to go out of bounds on Vigouroux. Wildcats throwing it in here. It's going to roll to Casey. Casey's just going to take a big boot out of bounds, trying to take off some yards. But they have to. That throw in is going to be over the head of Ellis there, and it's going to go out of bounds. Casey just elects to let it roll out and let Kako come in. Lets Kako take a big kick here towards midfield. As we had a sub here, number 7, Joanne Torres comes off. And that's going to bring in number 5 for the Wildcats, Julia Kreider, back into the game, the sophomore out of Forest, Virginia. Cougars with the ball here. Casey's going to kick that one out of bounds. So another throw in here for the Wildcats. A lot of action so far on that left side of the field, as they've been staying over there for quite some time here so far. As Diego puts a nice move there on the Wildcats, and we're going to have a call here on the field. To a Cougar free kick as Kako comes up to kick this one. And now another opportunity for Kako here, as this one is about around the 28-yard line here. She's already capitalized once on an opportunity, as this kick's going to go to Franklin, over the head of Franklin. Moore's going to come up and play this one. Number 19 there for the Wildcats. Abby Whitlock is just going to play that one up and clear it and make the Cougars reset here. So it's going to lead to Moore and throwing the ball here. Still in Wildcats territory here, as This throw-in is going to be headed by De Diego. Coleman's going to kick that one away. Viguru in the way, though. Now Franklin with the ball here for the Cougars. And she's going to pass to Morin. Morin's going to miss off to the left side of the goal. So still applying the pressure is the Cougars, as they've had about 3 shot attempts so far after that goal. As we have another sub here for the Wildcats. That's going to be number 6, Jenna Dirksen, coming off and coming back onto the field. It's going to be number 20, Kaylee Todd. As Ella's going to kick that one down to Woodward, as that kick's going to catch, I believe, the head of Casey. She appears to be all right, as that is not really a hit that you like seeing taken here in this situation. Woodward now with the ball, working against Casey. Casey does a nice job getting the slide tackle here, getting away. The Wildcats keep possession here, pushing down the left side. That's going to be Todd down to Coleman. Coleman trying to get there before it goes out of bounds. She saves it, and she's going to cross it into Knight. Knight can't quite catch the ball clean. It's going to lead to the defenders of the Cougars kicking it away. Kick back to Casey. Casey kicks this one out of bounds. So the Wildcats trying to come into this one with a couple opportunities of their own here. Still keeping the ball here on the Cougars side of the field. Kako is going to kick this one down to Evans. Now Lindstrom to Franklin. Now Franklin with the ball back to Lindstrom. Lindstrom with the quick touch tries to catch Franklin, but led her a little bit too much. So now the Wildcats throwing in here. It's going to be Todd again here for the Wildcats. She's going to have a big throw here down to Knight. And it goes over the head to Knight and Woodward. And the Cougars going to kick this one away. Evans now with the ball. She's just going to kick this one up. Number 16 Wright's just going to kick this one back down as she catches it over the head of Sanchez, but couldn't quite find number 5 there, Julia Kreider, but it touched Sanchez on the way to Kreider, so it's going to lead to a Wildcats throw in here. It's going to bring back Todd to throw it in here. She's been able to get a lot of distance here on her throw-in, so great opportunity for the Wildcats to try to capitalize, but De Diego shuts that one down. She comes across and kicks it over to Franklin. But Whitlock tries to kick that one away from Franklin. She's going to kick it out of bounds, and Peters going to throw it into Kako here. Kako is going to kick it back to Peters. Peters going to kick it off of Knight, and she's going to have to throw it back in. 22 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the second half. The Cougars still with a 1-0 lead here. Peters going to kick this one down. It's going to find the feet of Wright, and Wright's going to kick this one back across into Cougar territory. Now Woodward working across the middle. Her pass is going to go up to Sanchez and kicked away. It's going to find Coleman. Coleman's pass is going to find Franklin. Now Peters kicking that one away again. Knight tries to catch a good touch there, but caught a little bit too much off the shoulder. It's going to go out of bounds, giving the possession back to the Cougars. She comes up and gets in the way of that kick. Now Franklin kicks it up to Evans, back to Lindstrom. Lindstrom now is slide tackled by Knight, and now Woodward working here. She has a big kick here. It's going to go straight to Kinkoff. And Kinkoff takes her time and scoops that one up.
I think they could have had a really good look there, but just a little too impatient, and elected to go for the quick kick, but had some numbers.
You know, you kind of have to blame. You don't have to blame it, but think about blaming it on how this game has been going so far, as both teams had opportunities but couldn't execute besides the Cougars on the corner kick. But I guess, once you've seen so many opportunities not fall through, you get a little bit of impatient here. And every chance you do get at an open field on the shot on goal, you kind of take it as soon as you see it. That time didn't work well there for the Wildcats as number 7, Joanne Torres, comes back in the game for Kreider. Casey is going to kick this one over the head of Woodward, but Knight able to catch it here. Her pass is going to go over down to the right side of the fresh sub there of Torres. Back to Ellis. Ellis now working on Lindstrom. And the Cougars do a nice job of forcing the Wildcats to go out and throw the ball in here. That's going to bring over Todd to throw it in for the Wildcats. Clicking down close to the 20-minute mark here. 25 minutes played so far in the second half. The only thing that the 25 minutes has resulted for is a corner kick score for the Cougars. But besides that, it's been kind of back and forth.
And a foul called on Randolph there, so free kick coming here for the Cougars. You could hear the Randolph bench not too happy about that call.
Yeah, we have the window open here for the camera here in the press box, and you can hear a lot going downstairs. And the one thing you did hear was not a lot of happy people, especially with Randolph in a situation for a goal here. So that kick's going to go down. Torres elects to let that one keep rolling to try to keep it in bounds. Casey just comes up, he kicks it out anyways. We had a couple of subs here. That's going to be number 24 and 10 coming off. Number 24 and 10 coming off for the Wildcats, and that's going to be number 5, Maddie Morin, coming off for the Cougars. That's going to bring in, I believe that's going to be number 22. Gianna Manafo coming in for the Cougars. Back in here for the Wildcats is going to be number 13, Riley Carl. Couldn't quite catch the other number. As soon as I find out something, I will let you know. That was about to be a great opportunity there for the Wildcats. And despite the weather, Kinkoff comes up and, even if you're playing football, if you get a catch like that, you're going to get some reactions there. And she did, as she saved an opportunity there for the Wildcats to come up and completely snags it away from everybody in the goal there. As that was a nice play, just getting up above everybody else. We've seen that almost come in to a factor of a Wildcat goal, as that same situation there come off the hands and almost led, if it wasn't for Kako, in the goal. But that time, making sure she gets her hands in on it, saves a goal there by the Wildcats. But the Wildcats now with the ball. Torres is going to kick this one up. It's going to be intercepted there by Sanchez. Sanchez is try to push it up, but Torres is going to slide tackle that one out of bounds. Now Cougars throw in here on the left side of the field. Now they Diego trying to work around and get to the ball. And now a little mishandle there by Wright. It's going to lead the ball to Evans. With the Wildcats able to survive there as they're going to kick that one away. Casey able to get her foot on the ball. She's going to kick this one up to Wright, and Wright's going to let it bounce a couple times before she tries to kick it away, but it's going to go straight to Evans. And great slide tackle there by number 24, Taylor Batty. She slide tackles that one away and saves a great opportunity there by the Cougars. As the Cougars was pushing deep into the Wildcats territory there and had a possible opportunity at a goal. So Evans going to kick this one down. And Todd tries to kick that one away. Comes off the foot. Weird, I guess, because of the rain. It kind of came off weird. Looked like she was going to catch it clean, but didn't. Came off the side of her foot. Now a yellow card given to, I believe, that's number 11, Woodward.
I think when she tried to kick that ball over her head backwards, I think her foot made some contact with the Cougar player. So it picks up a yellow here.
I believe that was working on number 12, Samantha Casey, who has already caught a yellow card herself as well in the first half of play. And again, another play where I don't think it was anything like with malicious intent, just kind of trying to make a play there and just got caught with a foul call. Now big kick by Coleman is going to be down to Woodward, who just picked up the yellow, and now Woodward couldn't quite handle the ball. Vigouroux is going to end up with the ball. Now De Diego, nice touch there, working down to Manafo. Manafo kicks it over to Evans and couldn't quite get in a great opportunity there as the goalie's going to come out and slide tackle that one away. Great job getting it done outside of her zone there. Getting the slide tackle. Manafo tried to kick it over. Looked like it was going to be a nice pass there to Evans. Just caught a little bit too much on it. Evans couldn't quite get there in time for a shot. But it leads to another corner kick here for the Cougars. A great opportunity as that one comes out low. Kicked away is Batty, and it's going to lead to another corner kick here. A little reminder to folks who might have missed that goal earlier. This is the exact same spot where the Cougars were able to capitalize here earlier in the half to take the 1-0 lead. As Kako was able to connect from the corner already once, as this one's going to be straight to Ellis. She's going to head it back out to Kako, and Kako going to cross it back in. She's going to kick it down to De Diego. Casey taking a shot of her own. Tries to catch the goalie out of position there, but Bossy able to come up and make a catch of her own there to stop the push by the Cougars. Franklin working now on Knight. As Knight's just going to kick that one away. Both teams throwing their hand up for possession there, but they're going to award it there to the Cougars. As we see the men's team making their way down on the right side. Like I mentioned before, they're going to be playing right after this game. Had back-to-back matchups here. They're going to take on Guilford. And Knight now working down the left side here. She crosses it in to Woodward, but kicked away by Kako. Now Batty down to the middle of the field. De Diego ends up with the ball over to Vigouroux. Vigouroux is going to get tripped up there by Knight. Nothing called, though. They're going to say it's all clean. Now Carl is going to kick this one up. It's going to end up going straight to a Cougar defender. Now Manafo is going to kick it up to, I believe that might be
It stopped before it got to the end line. I think Randolph was waiting for that to be a goal kick, and the ball just stopped.
Maybe he caught a little puddle or something down there on that far side, stopping momentum. I believe that's going to be, we missed a sub there, as that's number 6. Or at least I missed the sub. I didn't notice that she came in, but that's going to be number 6, Sabrina Begg, the senior over there from Woodbridge, Virginia, making some action in this one. As Minifo is going to kick this one over to Sanchez. Now Minifo down to Viguru. Viguru just keep fighting for the ball here as Batty tries to kick it away. And they're going to call that one off on Begg there. So goal kick here for the Wildcats, and it's going to end up being the goal kick that they were looking for just not even a minute ago. We're creeping up now on the 10-minute mark. The Wildcats going to try to start acting quick here. This time is slowly ticking away here. This kick's going to go down to the right side of the field. That was De Diego that was able to fight up and get ahead on the ball, but they're going to call a foul there on De Diego to give them, the Wildcats, a free kick here. This free kick is going to be headed away by Casey over to Franklin. Franklin, her kick is going to be cut off by Whitlock, but Cougars able to take back possession here. So Lindstrom down to Minifo. And now Lindstrom with the ball here for the Cougars over to Casey. Down to Begg. Begg now pushing down the left side, and Batty's going to kick that one away. So 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. As the Cougars are probably doing exactly what they're wanting to do right here. And just keep as much of the possession as they can in this later half of the game. Try to drain the clock down as much as they can, keeping the ball away from the Wildcats with that 1-0 lead, trying to nourish it here. As De Diego's going to end up with the ball here. Her pass to Casey is going to be taken away by Ellis. Ellis is slow to get up here for the Wildcats. Looks to be all right. That's going to be kicked out of bounds. Back to possession for the Cougars. De Diego, big kick here down to Franklin. It's going to be cut off there by Whitlock over the Knight. Now Knight pushing down the left side of the field here. Her pass is going to go to Lindstrom here. Lindstrom tries to get it around Knight, but can't. Now Todd's going to kick this over to Woodyard, but Casey's going to do a nice job of getting in front and kicking that one away to clear it. Now Batty with the ball here down to Sanchez. They're going to call the handball here from about the 20. So a free kick here. It might be a great opportunity here for the Wildcats to try to tie everything up 1-1. Approaching 8 minutes here. This kick is going to be up in the air. Kinkoff gets it away, and great job again by Kako, as it looked like Kinkoff was going to be out of position coming up to play the ball, and it falls right at the feet of Woodward, and Kako comes over and able to get her foot on the ball to save a goal.
Just a stellar play there. Lead intact for the Cougars because it was wide open on that backside.
Now it's going to be number 10, I believe, coming back into the game. Ella Myers, as that corner kick is going to be deep, but kicked away by Sanchez there. Ellis racing for the ball on that right side there. She's going to be pursued by number 12, Samantha Casey, and Casey slide tackles that one out of bounds to force the reset here. So this kick is going to go straight to Kinkoff. She didn't catch it cleanly the first time, but able to get it on the first back. Besides the effort there by the Wildcats, all it was good for was killing some more time there for the Cougars. Still up 1-0 as Franklin, I believe, stepped on top of the ball there, and that is a dangerous play. As we can see many knee injuries, many rolled ankles in that exact situation, but she's getting up, all smiles on her face, so that's great to see. Now Franklin's going to end up with the ball back here again. It's her touch. It's going to be cut off by Whitlock. Whitlock's pass to Peters, or pass is going to be intercepted by Peters. Now Wright is going to kick this one down the right side of the field, but Sanchez is going to be there. Sanchez passes up to Baig. Baig now is going to be cut off by Batty. So still back and forth action here. Wildcats looking for something to open up. Woodward's going to try to get the ball, and Ellis ends up with it, passing it over to Coleman. Coleman coming back toward the middle of the field, and big kick here. It's going to be just shy of the top of the goal. Didn't hit the goal post, but hit a field goal post right behind it. So very close to being on target. As Minifo is going to be coming out of the games, coming back into the games. It's going to be Evans. And now 5 minutes remaining on the clock as we have a Caco free kick here from the goalie box. Her kick down the left side. It's going to be untouched. Was looking for Baig there, and now a throw in. It's going to go straight to Baig. De Diego is going to clear this one away and force another throw in, just killing some more seconds off the clock. Batty's going to throw this one in off the head of two Averett Cougars. And now the Cougars end up with the ball. Evans kicks it away. Casey comes up. Lindstrom heads that one. Myers comes up and plays the ball. And now the Wildcats fighting to take back possession here. Franklin's going to end up with the ball here, and Batty is going to kick this one down. So not really either team can maintain possession here, as that is a nice pass up to Evans. Evans took the opportunity there, was cut off by Wright, and now another reshot there by Franklin, as that was a nice play by Bossy to step up and dive and take that one. From this angle, it looked like, based off the curve of the ball, I don't think it was going to be on target, but still was going to be threatening there, especially at this part of the game. But great effort by Bossy to keep that one from being a chance to just the thought. As Kinkoff's going to kick this one down, catch Ellis off the face. She's going to kind of touch her face a little bit. Hopefully she's all right. But the ball's going to end up finding Bossy here. She's going to kick this one away up in the air to about the 40. Goes over the head of Carl. Now De Diego is going to kick this one down. Batty gets a header down towards the midfield. Now Carl, nice pass there, but nobody there but Casey to clear that one. Woodward wasted no time in hustling, getting the ball to throw it back in. Caco is going to end up with the ball here. Torres is going to cut her off, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to reward Wildcats with a possession here. Big kick by Woodward. And Kinkoff again goes up and catches that ball, and not giving the Wildcats a chance of a shot off of that deep pass there. Creeping up on the 2-minute mark, and the Cougars still managing to hang on here. So now Ellis is going to take the ball from Lindstrom. And that's going to be a little bit too much contact, and the ref liked. So Ellis is going to get a free kick here. Her kick is going to be kicked away there by Casey. Batty is going to repass it in to Woodward, which would have been a great opportunity if somebody was following that ball. But nobody home, and it goes straight to Kinkoff. And she's able to take off valuable seconds from this one. Her kick is not going to go far. Casey gets up in the way, though. Great hustle by Ellis to get back possession there for the Wildcats. She's going to cross this one in to Myers. Now Coleman taking the ball, and now a great opportunity for the Wildcats. But De Diego does a great job kicking that one away when it looked like the Wildcats had numbers pushing down midfield there. Now Evans doing the same thing on the opposite end here. Whitlock's going to go ahead and take possession here and going to kick it off of Evans. Evans kind of frustrated as she looked like she had a great opportunity there, and she knows it.
And under 1 minute to go here, Chris.
1 minute remaining. Not a lot of time here for the Wildcats as they're going to try to make a last-minute push, though. And Sanchez does a great job of just getting her head down on it. And that kick in dangerous spot when we almost seen a last-second goal there off the hands of Kinkoff as she saved the initial from Woodward. And I believe that was Torres that was following the ball there and tried to get a reshot, but Kinkoff able to gain her feet and get into position there as De Diego is going to make a play on the ball here. Her effort's going to be stopped, though, by the Wildcats, and Woodward gets the touchdown to Knight. Now Knight with the ball here, and a last-second effort as the 5-second mark was counted down. It's going to be scooped up by Kinkoff, and the Cougars take this matchup here very back and forth. The elements came into play during the game. The Cougars stay strong, and off a Katri Kako corner kick score takes a 1-0 lead, and it's going to be enough to take the dub here for the Cougars. So the Cougars start off tonight 1-0. The men's soccer team is going to come on and play Guilford College just right after this one. Averett ties up the matchup 7-7 against Randolph.
Hope you'll stay tuned and join us for that men's soccer matchup here coming up on the Averett Sports Network. You'll have to tune into that broadcast as it'll be different from this one. But thanks for tuning into this Averett win. Big win for the Cougars here in ODAC play.